In the cacophony of our modern world, we rarely find ourselves alone. Our minds are incessantly inundated with information, thoughts, and distractions. But what if being truly alone could pave the way to transforming your life? Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai, firmly believed this. He spent the majority of his life in solitude, perfecting his craft and evolving his philosophy. In his final work, Doodo, or The Way of Walking Alone, Musashi outlined 21 precepts that guide a person toward a fulfilling life, enriched by the power of solitude. Join us as we explore Musashi's philosophy of solitude and uncover how being alone can indeed transform your life. Who was Musashi? Before diving into the profound thoughts he left behind, let's first explore who Miyamoto Musashi was. A revered figure, a ronin, a wandering samurai without a lord, Musashi was born in 1584 in a Japan ravaged by civil wars. His prowess with the sword was unparalleled, but it was his profound wisdom that continues to inspire us centuries later. He was an artist, a philosopher, and most famously, a swordsman who won over 60 duels, many to the death. Yet his journey was far from a mere trail of endless violence. It was a path that led to deep introspection and wisdom. Musashi's life was marked by an unwavering pursuit of mastery over self, through discipline, dedication, and crucially, solitude. Musashi's Solitude. Musashi's solitude wasn't about a monk-like existence away from society. It was about mental solitude, a self-imposed state of mind where the noise of the external world was muted. He championed introspection and a clear mind, free from distractions, as the path to self-improvement. This understanding was encapsulated in his Doodo, which translates to the way of walking alone. Through these precepts, he provided guidance on how to live without fear, regret, or distraction, and the importance of being true to oneself. The importance of solitude. Musashi's philosophy emphasized solitude not as a means to isolation, but as a path to self-discovery and self-improvement. He believed that solitude allowed him to sharpen his mind and body without distraction, honing his skills and understanding himself on a deeper level. In the silence and peace of solitude, he found clarity, freed from the influence and judgment of others. It was an opportunity for him to learn, grow, and come to terms with his own strengths and weaknesses without the external noise that often clouds our judgment and self-perception. Musashi wrote in the Doodo, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." He urged people to turn their focus outward, to observe, learn, and understand the world around them while maintaining a humble sense of self. It's about removing ego and opening oneself to the vast knowledge the world has to offer. This humble self-awareness, coupled with a profound understanding of the world, forges a formidable path towards self-improvement and personal growth. Applying Musashi's teachings to modern life. The lessons Musashi gleaned from solitude are not just applicable to the life of a samurai, but can be carried into our lives today. Centuries later, he formulated these insights into the Doodo, also known as The Path of Aloneness or The Way to Go Forth Alone, a short work written a week before his death. One of the lessons Musashi teaches us is the value of self-reliance. He states in the Doodo, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake." This is a reminder that fleeting happiness derived from external validation or material possessions does not lead to long-lasting fulfillment. Instead, Musashi urges us to find satisfaction within ourselves, in our actions, and in our personal growth. Another key point in the Doodo is the principle of do not under any circumstances depend on a partial feeling. This advises us not to act impulsively based on transient emotions, but to carefully contemplate our actions and their consequences. Our decisions should be thoughtfully made, fully conscious, and independent of fleeting feelings or external influences. Furthermore, Musashi highlights the importance of being unattached to physical and temporal things. In the Doodo, he advises, "Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need." This counsel to let go of unnecessary attachments isn't just about material possessions. It also extends to relationships, habits, and thoughts that no longer serve us. It's a lesson in decluttering our lives, both physically and mentally, creating more room for growth and transformation. In another precept, he states, "Do not fear death." This is not a call to be reckless, but an encouragement to live fully and fearlessly, understanding that death is a part of life. It's a prompt to live each day as if it were your last, cherishing every moment and taking opportunities as they come. Lastly, he urges us to be detached from desire your whole life long. This teaches us to free ourselves from the constant yearning for more, which often leads to dissatisfaction and unhappiness. It's about learning to be content with what we have while still striving for self-improvement. These are just a few of the principles Musashi left us in his Doodo. They provide us with a roadmap for navigating life, highlighting the value of introspection, self-reliance, thoughtful decision-making, and detachment from the superfluous. Embracing solitude in a connected world. Today's world is vastly different from Musashi's time. We are constantly connected, with technology tying us together more closely than ever before. While these connections can bring us closer, they can also prevent us from truly being alone, from experiencing solitude in its fullness. Yet, as Musashi emphasized, solitude holds immense value for personal growth and self-understanding. So how can we implement Musashi's lessons on solitude in our interconnected world? Firstly, we can practice solitude by regularly taking time away from the hustle and bustle of daily life. This could be through daily periods of silence and solitude, be it through meditation, walks in nature, or simply sitting quietly in a room. During these times, allow yourself to think, reflect, and just be. Secondly, consider practicing digital detoxing. Setting aside designated times each day to disconnect from our devices can provide us with much-needed space for self-reflection and inner peace. It's a way of asserting our independence from the constant demands for our attention and creating space for solitude. Thirdly, solitude is about more than physical aloneness. It's also about mental and emotional aloneness. This means learning to detach ourselves from the need for approval, the urge to compare ourselves to others, and the desire to conform. It's about learning to stand firm in our beliefs and decisions, even if they go against the crowd. Lastly, make solitude a priority. Treat it as an essential part of your self-care routine, something non-negotiable. See it not as a luxury but as a necessity for personal growth and self-understanding. The world may be different from Musashi's time, but the lessons he learned in solitude are timeless. By incorporating these principles into our lives, we can learn to not just be alone, but to thrive in aloneness, finding peace and fulfillment within ourselves. Addressing the challenges. Embracing solitude isn't always easy. It often goes against our instincts for connection and social interaction. We can even fear solitude, associating it with loneliness, isolation, or rejection. In our connected world, choosing solitude can feel counterintuitive, even counterproductive. Firstly, it's essential to differentiate between solitude and loneliness. Loneliness is a state of emotional distress, a sense of being socially isolated or cut off. It's an unwanted state, a feeling of disconnection. Solitude, on the other hand, is being alone without feeling lonely. It's a positive and constructive state of engagement with oneself. Secondly, realize that solitude isn't an all-or-nothing concept. You don't have to retreat into a cave or live as a hermit to experience solitude. Instead, it's about finding balance, incorporating periods of quiet, introspective alone time into your daily life. Thirdly, remember that solitude requires intentionality. It's a conscious choice, a deliberate act. It's about making time for yourself, for your thoughts and reflections. Lastly, embrace the discomfort that can come with solitude. This discomfort can be a sign of growth, a sign that you're challenging yourself, pushing your boundaries, and stepping out of your comfort zone. Musashi understood the challenges of embracing solitude, yet he also recognized its benefits. Through his life and his teachings, he gives us a blueprint for overcoming these challenges and harnessing the transformative power of solitude. Conclusion. The journey through the life and teachings of Miyamoto Musashi is a powerful reminder of the significance of solitude in personal growth and self-realization. The path to self-mastery often requires walking alone. The journey may not be easy, but it is undoubtedly rewarding. And perhaps, as Musashi did, you too will discover that being alone can indeed change your life. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more philosophical explorations.